Hello and welcome. This is Ryan of Happy, Healthy, Vegan, coming to you Friday exactly at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, my normal Friday live stream time. So welcome. Thanks for being here, everyone. Yeah, we'll get started. We already got started, and we'll just wait for everyone to come. I already got like 20 people on just like that. Damn, you guys are great. Good to see y'all. See, Vegan Zombie's on right now. Ah, damn. What's he doing on Friday so late? He's on the East Coast. Shouldn't he be going to sleep? Because I'll be done by 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. In fact, we already have our dinner. I have some khichdi on the stove, slow cooking. I believe it's in Keep It Carb Baby. If not, the Happy Healthy Vegan Cookbook. Yeah, it's on the stove right now, going, and we just have it on really low, cooking really slow. So when the live stream is over, it'll be more than ready. In fact, Angie will give it a little look-see in about, I don't know, maybe an hour or so. But I put plenty of water in there, so I figure it's going to be fine. Hey, Varlish, yeah, 2 in the morning for you. Awesome. So Vegan Zombie is a night owl. I used to be a night owl. I'm not a night owl anymore. I usually am up by like around 8. Like today I got up maybe at 7:30 or so. Maybe the day before 8:30, but something like that every day. That's like, you know, like morning person, hardcore for me. I know some of you guys get up way earlier than that too, but yeah, I used to be an night owl most of my life, and something happened to me last year. I'm not sure what. It could have just a combo of getting older and just some life stresses, and I don't know. It's kind of cool though, getting up early. You can get a lot of shit done. You can contact places before, you know, if you need to call like tech support, be the first one on or whatever. You know, you can get some shit done in the morning. So it's kind of cool. I don't mind it. You know, I don't need to be up at 2 in the morning anymore. You know, it worked for me in my 20s, 30s, 40s, and early 50s. But you know, if the universe, God, Buddha, whatever wants me to get up at 7:30 or 8:30 now, it's cool. I'm okay with it, but we'll see. I'm kind of warning if and when my life kind of gets a little bit more back to normal, I guess. I wonder if I'll start like sleeping in like I used to. So anyway, let's see. Oh, Metalhead, yeah, you've been buying a lot of jackfruit, huh? That's good for you. Awesome. Jackfruit's good. I'm waiting for some fruitarians to come and tell me about how I should eat nothing but fruit, though. So we'll see if any of them come on. But they wouldn't like your processed jackfruit, though. I have to say, it's warm in this room today, guys. It's you know, it's weird. It's been unseasonably warm. How about you, Uncle? Is it warm for you? You know, with all my lights on in here, it gets warm rather easily. But they say right now outside the door, it's you know, it's 6 o'clock and 65 degrees. It was like 70 something today, 73. You know, it's gonna be like 78 on Wednesday. It's gonna be warm. You know, we're having a little heat wave here. So that's Southern California, though. You know, we have we'll get some gnarly winter storms as we did last week, and then they'll rain crazy. Heat wave too. Yeah, I think the high pressure is covering most of the East Coast. Aloha, AJ. I'm glad you're here. Isn't Vegan Zombie on right now? Aren't you usually on his live streams? Someone just told me he's on right now. I go, what is he doing on Friday night? I don't think that's a regular time for him. But I'm glad you're here. 18 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah, you're. I know most of the country is colder than normal right now, but yeah. No, it is. Yeah, we're having a little heat wave. I tell you, it's gonna last too. It started kind of yesterday, and it's going to go to like Wednesday, Thursday. I think, though, starting in early March, we're going to get rocked here in Southern California with some crazy rain, like worse than the stuff we had last week, which caused a lot of trouble in the fire areas, you know, the Palisades and Altadena, you know, where the big fires were in January. You know, like, you know, I tell you, there's no vegetation on the hills, so when the rain comes, you know, there's mudslides and stuff like that. So it's like a double whammy. Dominic, how's that, Ryan? The weather? Just how it works here. Just how Southern California is. It's something about the geography of how winds hit our really super tall mountains by the coast, and there's some heat of compression. It's really nerdy. Just look up like offshore winds, or actually Santa Ana winds, and you'll probably find a good explanation about that. Okay, Vegan Zombie and me are both live on Fridays. I didn't know that was his regular thing. And how does he stay up till like 4 or 5? I thought he's like an old man. Not as old as me, but he shouldn't be staying up till 4 or 5 in the morning all the time. But, you know, I guess I can't. I'm not one to talk. You know, I used to stay up quite late too. But now there seems to be more utility in waking up earlier, actually, guys, and actually getting more of the day, and be able to do things like have more daylight, especially in the wintertime when it gets dark earlier. But I was just commenting to Angie, like with the warm weather today and the it's, you can notice there's more daylight now than like say a month or so ago. It feels like spring here today. It really does. I'm warm. I'm debating, gosh, should I turn the air conditioner on right now? That's how warm I feel right now. Okay, Monday is Zombies' regular day. Today is not. Okay. Okay. AJ, you stay up till 4 or 5, or even 6 every day? Really? Wow. And you're older than me too, I remember. Yeah, you're a boomer, you said. I'm a young Gen Xer. I'm actually for Gen X on the older side. But yeah, I told you, just starting a couple, like last year, I think, 2024, sometime in there, I started, I don't know what happened. Angie and I just started getting tired earlier and then going to bed earlier and waking up earlier. I don't... What's that, babe? Veganism debunked. Yeah, Angie and I get tired now before midnight, Veganism debunked. We used to stay up till like 3 in the morning and stuff in our 30s and 40s. Now we get tired 11:30, midnight. We go to bed earlier. Veganism debunked, right? Because if I were eating meat, I'd stay up all night. Well, you got Vegan Zombie and AJ to do that, It just is what it is. Oh, AJ, okay, you're a young boomer, almost Gen X, on the cusp. Awesome. Dominic7 has an argument for me. Dominic7, you asked for the fruitarian arguments, right? Scroll up. You won't get rid of biofilm, mucoid plaque, nor parasites with cooked food. All right, that's a good one, Dominic. Let me put you up on our wall for all to see.
I'm going to leave your words on this board for
Hang on one second, Dominic.
To enjoy, giving you
Thanks for commenting. All right, so let's check out what Dominic said here. All right. Dominic says you won't get rid of biofilm / mucoid plaque. Well, I just talked about that in my last video, and I showed very clearly medical science does not recognize mucoid plaque whatsoever. There's no evidence to suggest mucoid plaque / biofilm exists. I know I've seen pictures like that. Shane guy shows some pictures of weird crap. I don't know what it is. I don't think he knows what it is, but it's definitely not this mucoid plaque that fruitarians talk about. So you're saying I can't get rid of something that doesn't exist if I steam my broccoli? That's not really an argument. But I mean, if you really want to believe in something that doesn't exist, totally cool. I mean, I'll just go find some, like, what is mucoid plaque? Hang on one second. What is mucoid plaque? To just show you I'm not making this crap up. All right, so here. Oh, hey, thanks, AJ. Thank you for the super chat. Ooh, there I am. I can hide behind the stars. Where's the voice? Yeah, weekly cult news. Thank you, AJ, so much for your weekly cult news. And you'll be rest assured, AJ, that mucoid plaque isn't a real thing. It's a term used in alternative medicine, not traditional medicine. Alternative medicine, meaning some shirtless guy with not even a high school diploma, most likely, to describe a hypothetical buildup of mucus in the colon. Proponents of this theory claim that mucoid plaque can cause various health problems. However, there is no scientific evidence to support the existence of mucoid plaque. Medical experts, not shirtless guys trying to sell you a $300 an hour phone call, medical experts consider it a pseudoscientific concept. So that's awesome. Biofilm, what evs? I've never heard a doctor say, hey, you're sick, Ryan, or patient, whatever, you have too much mucoid plaque or biofilm. So if you really think you've gotten rid of your mucoid plaque, awesome, good for you, Dominic. But for the rest of us that don't believe in pseudoscience, mucoid plaque, there's no scientific evidence to suggest that of mucoid plaque whatsoever. So thanks for sharing that, Dominic. That's nice of you to bring up that us people steaming our broccoli and potatoes, we're building up this dangerous mucoid plaque in our bodies. Doctors never talk about cures either or going vegan. Well, what you're talking about, Dominic, isn't going vegan, because your idea of going vegan is some kind of woo-woo eating fruit, mucoid plaque crap. That's not what veganism is. Veganism has a very clear definition, and it has nothing to do with mucoid plaque. It has nothing to do with drinking nothing but juice for 40 days. It's clearly, oops, wrong button. It's a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation. It doesn't give a shit about woo-woo or cleansing or detoxing or purification, detoxification, and all this stuff that like the fruitarians are so concerned about. We are not concerned about that. Our livers detox our bodies. I am concerned about animals being exploited, animals being bred into existence on the orders of billions per year so people can exploit them and slaughter them to eat food and make products. You guys, you fruitarian types, don't give a shit about animals. I mean, some of you do. I would say maybe 5% of fruitarians are actually ethical vegans as well. But most of you guys just care about optimal human health, the natural human diet, detoxification, purification, juice fasting, and all this stuff, which has nothing to do about the animals. You guys don't care about animals. You care about yourselves. It's a very selfish thing. And I say selfish in a non-judgmental way. It's very selfish. It's concerned about the self. Veganism is not a selfish thing. It has nothing to do with yourself. It has you given up things that you used to do for yourself that involved animals, and you give them up because you know it's ethically wrong. You're drawing a line in the sand. You don't want to harm, you don't want to kill animals. You don't want animals to be exploited just so you could have a burger or a snack. So that's the difference, Dominic, between you and ethical vegans. You're a selfish person that cares about your own personal health and woo-woo and detoxification. And not to say I don't care about health. I do. I mean, you can be a junk food vegan if you want to. Veganism doesn't require optimal human health, perfect diet. It just asks you to give up. It requires you to give up animal products, giving up things that contribute to animal cruelty and exploitation. So if you want to do a junk food vegan diet, have at it. Totally cool. I don't recommend that. You know, being an older type person myself, 57 and a half, and no kids, I need to take care of myself. I need to stay healthy as long as I can. So I prefer to eat in a healthy way. If Dominic's going to come here and tell me that I'm killing myself because I steam my broccoli and steam my potatoes, I'm going to ask you, Dominic, show me the evidence that steaming my broccoli, steaming my potatoes is going to take a second off of my life. I showed you some evidence that mucoid plaque is a bunch of shit that fruitarians and alternative health people talk about. Please show me the evidence that eating steamed broccoli, steamed potatoes is going to take a second off my life, let alone kill me prematurely. Yeah, Nikki, why fast or cleanse if you have a liver? And I could see maybe if you're on death's door, really sick, and you tried conventional medicine, then maybe, I should have said that in my video, maybe then try alternative medicine. If you've already explored traditional medicine and the treatments aren't working, what have you got to lose then, you know? But doing that in place of and just being dismissive of conventional treatments is very, very risky, thinking that you know better. Yeah, Sarah, yeah, I know you like to juice fast. Yeah, I like a 1 week juice fast yearly. I know it's a good thing for you. You've been doing it for like decades now. Yeah, I don't have anything against fasting per se. What I have a problem with is people promoting fasting on your own, unsupervised, and it's going to cure every disease known to man, or maybe Shane wants to walk it back a little bit, maybe most diseases known to man. But anyway, just lying to people about what a juice fast can actually achieve. It can achieve some things. It can help you just, if it's like what Sarah does, an annual thing where you just kind of like, you know, take a week off to just kind of reset and get your body back in order. Totally cool. I get it, you know. Cooked food is acidic, produces mucus. What are you talking about, Dominic? You're just repeating bullshit from your raw people. Let me put it up here. It's acidic, dehydrated. What's this mucus you're talking about, Dominic? I mean, Let me put your words up again
I'm going to
on the
leave your
wall
words on this board for all my
to
classes
see
to enjoy.
here.
Giving
I'm going
you
to add
full
your
credit, of course.
well, your argument here. If it's not even an argument, Dominic, I hate to say it. What you're producing basically is almost like a chat bot. You're producing a list of talking points. Those on a raw food long-term typically look 20 to 30 years younger across the board. Bull effing shit, Dominic. First of all, physical appearances have nothing to do with it. I saw Dr. Graham firsthand at Woodstock in 2013. He does not look fresh and young or anything like that. He probably looks older than his actual age. And let me give a story here. And I'm going to try to do this as kind and loving as I possibly can. I remember at Woodstock, I met one of the organizers, Ann Osborne. She's been a fruitarian for ages. She's known for doing these orange fasts, and she ended up in the hospital a couple of times because she screwed herself up on these eating only oranges for a long period of time. Anyway, when I saw her, I go, wow, she looks great for an old person. Wow, she's looking really cool. Hope I can look that good when I'm her age. Then later on, I learned her age, and I learned she's like a decade younger than me. So don't give me this crap that fruitarian diets make you look younger. I was totally mistaken. I thought, wow, she looks good for like 60, and it turned out she was like 40 or something like that. So, and again, I'm not saying this to say anything bad about Anne. I'm sure she's a really nice person. She seems like a sweet, loving lady. Nice looking kid I thought she had there too, if I remember right. It was a long time ago. I'm not speaking bad. I'm just pointing out, if you're going to bring up the looks younger card, I'm going to bring up the looks older card too. No, it's not typical, Dominic. Fruitarians don't look younger than average. The only thing that might make them look younger than average is that they have a lower body mass index. So that can help you look younger, I suppose, if you're not overweight like your cohorts are. But no, appearances don't mean jack shit. You can have all these guys doing carnivore diets and paleo, eating tons of meat. The guys and gals, they look good in their bikinis. The guys look good and jacked with their shirts off. They look healthy. That's what people judge health as. Like, oh, that person's healthy. Like a lot of you fruitarians, so look at like John Rose, he looks healthy. Like, what? He just has a shirt off. Like, so does Sean Baker and others. You know, just because you have pectoral muscles when your shirt's off doesn't mean you're healthy. Like, how does that prove anything? You know, so appearances are not a measure of how healthy one is. One could look amazing, is what I'm saying. One could look perfect in every physical regard and still have shitty blood labs, shitty physical conditioning. So it's it's funny, this notion of looking healthy. If that were a factor, the doctors wouldn't have to do blood work or labs or anything. Hey, just take your shirt off. Hey, you got nice pecs. Cool, man. I'm not even going to bother checking your diabetes or anything. You got pecs, you know? All it shows is that the diet, be it paleo, fruitarian, or carnivore, allows you to train, weight train, resistance train, and your body can respond to the damage caused by training and build muscle. That's all it shows, that your diet allows you to build muscle when you stress your muscles in a certain way. It doesn't mean that you're healthy or anything like that. So anyway, Johnny, cook food dehydrates you. I mean, yeah, like it's that. Yeah, I know it's funny. It's silly. It plays off that. You see, there are a group of raw fruitarian types who believe that their food is so hydrating, their raw food is so hydrating that they don't need to drink water. I've seen a few do that, and that's how Robert Lockhart killed himself. I met him at Woodstock Fruit Festival too, and he killed himself by dry fasting. I mean, he's eating this raw diet. He should be as pure as hell. He does these fasts and juice fasts, but he thought, no, I still have more toxicity built up in me. So he did something stupid. He did a fast without even drinking water because he thought water was adding a little bit of toxicity. He wanted to detox completely. So this is just how dangerous you can die if you follow this raw dogma as radically as some of these people do. Just drink water. Eating steamed broccoli does not dehydrate you, Dominic. If you believe eating steamed broccoli and steamed potatoes is dehydrating, I don't know what to tell you. I'm making something right now, khichdi, an Indian dish. It's in the our Keep It Carb Baby book, it's full of water. It's got mung beans, it's got rice, basmati rice, it's got like cabbage. Tonight has Brussels sprouts and celery. It's very hydrating. It's all this water in there absorbing into the food. It's extremely hydrating. So don't please say this crap that cooked food is dehydrating. It can be if you eat really dry food, I guess, and put salt all over it. Yeah, I guess it can be really dehydrating. But if anyone who were to claim like our khichdi dinner that we're going to have tonight is dehydrating is completely lying. It's not a dehydrated meal in whatsoever. Homeless vegan, raw vegan rising is your hero. He said he's going to make you $1 million. I saw some videos of his. I didn't click them about how if you're raw vegan, you can become really rich, right? That's a topic of his. Like somehow if you eat raw vegan, you're in touch with the universe. You become a superhuman and you'll be able to figure out how to get rich or something like that. Is that kind of it, homeless vegan? Is that kind of the argument he's putting out there? The thing he's trying to sell? So yeah, raw food is amazing. It cures every disease known to man. Cancer, no problem. Just eat a bunch of juice, drink a bunch of juice. And if you need more money, don't invest in stocks or don't start a business or something like that. Just eat more fruit, do more juice detoxes, because it'll get you in touch with God and you'll be able to figure out how to make money or something like that. I don't get it. It's like, it's funny how we have all these billionaires in the world and none of them are raw fruitarians. They figured out on their dehydrating diets full of meat too. I don't even think there's any vegan billionaires out there. Hey, Vixie Pixie. Yeah, peeps are so afraid of food. And that's what really, that's one thing I really dislike about raw veganism. As you see here, Dominic is really afraid of cooked food. He's so afraid of steaming your broccoli. He's afraid of steaming your potatoes that they're going to dehydrate you and put a bunch of mucoid plaque in your butthole or whatever, or wherever it's at. You know, it's just complete nonsense. There's nothing wrong. If you can find a study that eating legumes is going to take years off my life, you can't, because I've shown many studies how eating legumes are a correlation between eating legumes and longevity in populations all around the world. It's not like just one little pocket of people ate legumes and they did better. No, all around the world. It's one of the strongest factors that to predict how long you're going to live as a population. Legume eating, that's what I'm talking about. Not eating like juice every day or something like that. Yeah, people are so afraid of food. Yeah, I love food too. And I don't eat animals because they're sentient. That's what I have to remind these fruitarians. We don't believe in the woo-woo crap like what we see here from Dominic. We don't believe in all this cooked food is acidic, produces mucus, and all this stuff. You know, no. We believe instead that animal cruelty and exploitation are wrong. We just don't want to participate in animal cruelty and exploitation. And therefore, we're going to eat the most natural human optimal diet of woo-woo and get rid of mucoid plaque. No, we just eat plants. Any kind of plants you want. You know, if you want to just have beer and Oreos, cool, you know. Not the healthiest, all processed and stuff like that. But veganism is cool with that because you're not contributing to animal cruelty and exploitation. Like I said, I'd rather eat whole food plants and on occasion have something more processed or something like that. But yeah, we're going to have a very whole food dinner tonight. And we're going to have a lot left over because, you know, it makes enough for like 4 people and there's only 2 of us here. So we're going to have it again tomorrow. Hey, Fu Man, yeah, cruelty sucks, and that's what fruitarians don't give a shit about. They're only cared about, they think they're damaging their body. If you eat some steamed broccoli, it's orthorexia. Seriously, look up what orthorexia is if you don't know what I'm talking about. It's orthorexic to believe that eating perfectly healthy foods like steamed broccoli and steamed potatoes are bad for you. Just ponder that, all our friends here right now. There is a huge class of these fruitarian raw vegan people who are afraid to have steamed broccoli or steamed potatoes because they're afraid it's going to make all these horrible things happen. It's going to be acidic and dehydrating and produce mucoid plaque and parasites too. I didn't even catch that one, Dominic. So eating steamed broccoli is going to make this mucoid plaque, which doesn't exist, as I showed. It's a pseudoscientific term for a bunch of bullshit, and it's going to make parasites too. I mean, this shows you how orthorexic. They're deathly afraid to eat perfectly healthy foods. perfectly healthy foods. Please show me the studies that steamed broccoli is going to produce bad health results and parasites in my butt or whatever. So anyway, thanks for coming, Dominic. Hopefully I wasn't too mean or hard for you, but I just have very strong feelings about what raw fruitarians say because I think it's very dangerous for yourself, dangerous information to spread to others, very dangerous information to just promote all this. Don't eat steamed broccoli. Don't eat it's going to produce mucoid plaque. You have to have raw fruit all the time, or raw food at least all the time. So do we have a meat eater here? Okay, Gregory. Let's put Gregory up. Wow, we're off to a great start tonight, man. After not having anyone for a couple weeks to come and say their part, we got 2 right off the bat. So awesome. I'm happy. This lights me up. Okay, so Gregory says, we are the only animal that cooks food. 2, food combined. 3, creates all kinds of diseases because of this. You have your own ego identity to protect, which is why you're shitting on it. I mean, okay, but show me, Gregory, you can say all this bullshit. Look, I went to Woodstock Fruit Festival in 2013. I was raw for a bit. I've heard this crap for a long time. I mean, you probably just discovered it in the last month or year or something like that. So you're not dispensing any newfound wisdom onto me. I've heard this bullshit before. Please show me any study that eating cooked food, like say steamed broccoli, steamed potatoes, will cause any negative health outcomes. I can show you studies showing that eating legumes causes positive health outcomes. Like I said, it's one of the best predictors of longevity in a population. If longevity is too big of a word for you, Gregory, because I know you like pretending you guys are like cavemen and stuff, it means living a long time. So please show me any proof. And don't show me some shirtless influencer out in the jungle juicing and shit like that. Show me some actual science, some published studies, or a study, just one study that suggests that steaming my broccoli or potatoes is going to take 1 second off of my life. If you can't, you're just full of shit and you're spreading misinformation and causing people to become orthorexic, meaning you're making people fear perfectly healthy foods. Okay, you agree. You like steamed broccoli, Gregory? Awesome. Well, how about legumes? You can't really steam a legume. You have to boil a legume. They're hard. You can't eat them. They're pretty much inedible hard. It's one of the miracles of cooking because a lot of foods are inedible when they're found in their raw state. Legumes is a perfect example. Another example is like some foods you can eat them, but they become more bioavailable once you heat them up. The nutrients are somehow locked up. Hey, I'm not a biochemist, but this is how it works. A lot of foods, doesn't apply to fruit necessarily, but a lot of foods become more bioactive. I mean, you can get more nutrients from them once they're more easy to digest once they've been cooked. So anyway, show me the studies that eating legumes is dangerous, Gregory Anastas. Please, I'd love to see a study that shows legume consumption will take time off of my life. I'm not going to research some guy. Just show me the science. I don't believe just because one guy on the internet says something is not a lot of proof. I can show you the opinions of health organizations that back up what I'm saying. So you have one guy, a guy could just be a nut, an outlier. I don't know who he is, but anyway, here you have organizations of health professionals worldwide pretty much saying the exact same thing, that a well-planned, balanced vegan diet is nutritionally adequate for all people. Notice well-planned and balanced. That doesn't mean giving up complete whole food groups for absolutely no real valid reason other than you're afraid of them. You're afraid of the mucoid plaque or shit like that. So here's some evidence. Health organizations. Can you find any health organizations that's saying, no, don't consume legumes, or find me a study that says, no, don't consume legumes. They're going to wreck you and cause you to live a shorter life. So what have I missed here? And what does using tools have to do with anything? We're talking about science here. We're talking about what is actually healthy. I don't care if humans use tools or maybe chimps use tools, or I don't care. I mean, I'm a human. I'm caring about any information that'll show me that consuming my legumes is going to kill me. So please show me the proof that legumes is going to kill me. Don't just rattle more shit. Have you looked at this Arnold guy? I don't care about some guy. Show me the effing science. It's not like this Arnold guy controls all the science about legumes or something like that, right? Just show me the effing science. If you only have like a guru you can point to, then you're following a cult leader or something like that. And Milo, yeah, best wishes and much love to you, brother, out there on the Big Island, man. Yeah. I've no problem with people doing raw foods if they want to. You know, I'm not like saying don't. I start most of my days raw. I went to the gym today, worked my butt off. I was there almost 3 hours playing basketball, 1 hour warming up, and on 2 3/4 hours actually. No, and then 1 3/4 hours after that playing games. Anyway, came back, had a big banana smoothie, like 6 bananas and a bunch of frozen berries and some ground flaxseed. It was great. It's a raw breakfast. It's not like I'm against raw food or something like that, but I don't say magical things about raw. If you eat raw, you're going to become psychic and reverse all your diseases. And I don't say you have to eat only raw food. I'm raw in the morning and eat whatever else for the rest of the day. Okay, Dominic, are you saying eating cooked food can hurt and kill people? Well, this is a new one. So Dominic 7, please tell me, show me your evidence that eating the way I eat. Let me show you what I eat. Here's what we had. Let's see. Can I find the kitchery? I'll just find you the first recipe in the Happy Healthy Vegan Cookbook. And please, Dominic, tell me how eating this is going to kill me. Please point out how eating, let's see, some white beans, some a wild rice blend. It's like a black rice mixed with some brown rice. We got some sun-dried tomatoes. We got some kale. Please explain to me, Dominic, how this is toxic and going to kill me. Please be specific. What in here is going to, what'd you say again? The idea of eating cooked food can kill and hurt people. How is this going to kill and hurt me or any person? Oh, okay. You were just that wasn't your argument. Okay, I guess I don't get the context all the time. But I know there are. The reason, Dominic, I said that is because I know that if you don't believe that, awesome. But I know there are many raw fruitarian types that do believe that that meal I just showed you there is toxic and gonna kill me or whatever or something like that. So awesome. Mucus forming. It's funny how raw fruitarians are concerned about mucus all the time. Is that related to mucoid plaque? Because as I showed Dominic earlier, that, and if you guys should have seen my video earlier, that mucoid plaque, there's no scientific evidence to support the existence of mucoid plaque. Medical experts consider it a pseudoscientific concept. Think about that. There is no evidence. It means zero evidence. I mean, you guys that believe in plaque and mucoid plaque and all this crap are believing in something that has no actual evidence. It's like, flat earth or something like that. You guys are ignoring what is factually fact-checkable, evidence-based, and coming up with your own crap that's not evidence-based. But anyway, okay, so Dominic, saying someone is going to hurt or kill people by spreading raw arguments isn't slander. Depends what those raw arguments are, Dominic. If the argument is like, cooked food is addictive, I don't think that particular raw propaganda is bad. It's wrong. It's completely bullshit and wrong. But when a raw person says something like I showed Shane, whatever his name, his face, say that raw food can cure every disease known to man. That is factually untrue. Like, there's no way that he's checked this out, that every disease known to man. He didn't say, like, maybe half diseases known to man, or 75%. He said 100%. There exists no disease that raw food cannot cure or reverse or whatever. He has no evidence for that claim. He's giving people false hope. And if they're listening to him instead of actually someone who could treat their ailment, they could die. They could freaking die because they're listening to some shirtless guy that charges $300 an hour to talk to him on the phone to teach you how to eat fruit and drink juice, when they could be actually getting real actual medical help to fix their problems. The juice ain't going to do it. There's no evidence that it's going to cure any disease known to man, let alone every last disease known to man. So yeah, not all raw claims are horrible. Like I said, cooked food is addicting. It's stupid, but not going to kill someone. But some raw advice is downright dangerous. So Dominic says, Ryan, do you not think mucus? I don't know what the fuck mucus is, bro. Fluid around what's this fluid around the joints? What are you talking about? I mean, are you talking about like after working out? Like today I played basketball. I'll show you my workout, guys. If there's some fluid around the joints, isn't that a natural reaction to playing hardcore sports? Okay, here's today, my basketball. Let me try to get my workout. So it's in that sweet spot where you can see it here. So 2 hours, 50 minutes, I burned active calories, 1,580 calories. And let's look at my heart rate here. I was in zone 1, which is under 122 beats per minute for 1 hour and 17 minutes. But look at after that. Zone 2 for 6 minutes, zone 3 for 10 minutes, zone 4 for 19 minutes, in zone 5, which is for me 157 beats per minute or more. I was in zone 5 for 42 minutes and 26 seconds. That's pretty freaking good. So yeah, there might be some damage to my body from the exercise, not from the potatoes I ate the night before. Anyway, just showing, yeah, I'm not sure how the potatoes are a factor. It's the exercise that's a factor if there's any fluid in the joints. But I don't know what this mucus is you guys are talking about. I've heard since 2012, 2013, when I first started seeing raw people on YouTube talk about mucus. I don't know what they're talking about. It's just some bullshit stuff they heard from some raw food person before them. And they keep repeating it and passing it on. Hippieista, member for 27 months. Thank you, Hippieista. Awesome. Wow. Your mother was 97 yesterday and she eats cooked food. But cooked food, it kills you, right? I mean, anyway. So anyway, I'm still waiting from any of our raw people here to produce any actual like scientific evidence that eating like what I eat here, like steamed potatoes or some legumes here, some rice and kale, sun-dried tomatoes, is going to be harmful for me. I just want to know. Not that I care too much because I'm an ethical vegan. I do this for the animals. I care more about the animals than myself, I guess, sort of. But I do care about my health. Like I said, I'm older and I don't have a kid to take care of me when I'm older. So I want to try to stay active and healthy as long as I can. So please, if you can show me how eating this crap is going to take some time off my life, or at least give me a worse quality of life when I'm like 85 or something like that, please show me the freaking science instead of just repeating crap you heard from, like, say, I don't know, Shane or Dan the Man. I remember Dan Life Regenerator back in the day said stuff like this. So please just show me some actual scientific proof rather than regurgitating raw propaganda. If you can produce some evidence, real actual evidence, I will have a look at it and maybe reconsider. Like, gee, if I want to live to be 100 and not have to have people take care of me, maybe I'll eat nothing but fruit. Show me the evidence. Hexic Dragon is mucoid plaque just a big dookie? Yes. It's pseudoscience. There is no, which means zero evidence to support the existence of this horrible mucoid plaque that all us people who eat potatoes and legumes are building in our colon holes, while all the raw fruitarians that fast get rid of it. It's not, Dan, and again, instead of pointing me towards a guy your Dan, what's his name there? Arnold, whatever. He does not gatekeep science. Like if he has some evidence-based information to support his theories or propaganda, let me see the science. Again, I showed you my evidence that a cooked vegan diet, if done healthy and well balanced, is nutritionally adequate for all people. This is not my opinion. This is the opinion of health organizations from around the world. So instead of telling me, look up some guy, just show me a health organization that agrees with you. That, yeah, if you eat cooked food, you're going to build up a bunch of mucoid plaque in your butthole, or show me some studies. Instead of, don't tell me to look at your favorite influencer. Influencers are stupid, really. Don't listen to influencers. Listen to actual science. Influencers can be fully full of it. Ryan is having a good time. Yeah, V said she was going to come, Sarah, huh? She said she'd be on tonight, right? She came to the last video premiere, and I could have sworn she said she'd be on tonight. Hey, Peter's here. Oh, V's here. There's V. Do we have a troll? There's V. Awesome. Let's say, Dan, anyway, instead of telling me to go research some guy, just show me the evidence that supports your guy's theory. I'm not saying your Arnold guy is a joke or anything like that. I'm just saying, if he has some information that actually checks out, show me how it checks out. Show me the scientific support for the evidence, or at least show me some health organizations, not organizations of raw fruitarians, actual health organizations like what I showed you here that support the belief that if I eat steamed potatoes, I'm going to build up a bunch of mucoid plaque in my butt and die. So AJ, V says, hi AJ, I've been great. Just had to work most Saturday mornings, our Friday night, because you're in Asia. So cool. I'm glad. Yeah, come when you can, V. I know life can make us change. You can't make the blind see. You're talking about me, Gregory. So so now you're resorting to personal attacks, ad hominem attacks. You're saying you can't make the blind see. Make me see frickin' what? Teach us. Blow our minds with some actual evidence instead of repeating the same old tired raw propaganda that I've been hearing for over a decade. I tried a raw food diet back in 2012, so I know what I'm talking about. I've heard the same shit back then. You guys still just hear it and repeat it, and there's still no validity to 99% of their claims. Oh, it's the Matrix now. I didn't take the blue pill or red pill or something like that. Well, I don't know what to tell you. If you believe in some unsupported crap, awesome, good for you. Acknowledge though that what you're saying goes against the general scientific consensus, and you're believing some kind of just outlier theory, like say flat Earth or something like that. Just admit that, and don't expect people who are evidence-based to be convinced about crap like crap like mucoid plaque. There's no evidence. Why should I believe in something that has no evidence? Do you believe in the tooth fairy? What evidence do I have, Dan? What evidence do I have for what? What claim? What evidence do I have? Well, that a well-planned vegan diet is nutritionally adequate for all people. Here, you have health organizations who have reviewed the scientific literature and have came to a scientific consensus. These are not organizations of of vegans or anything. These are evidence-based organizations. They know how to read scientific literature, and they've all strangely come to the same conclusion that a balanced, sensible vegan diet is nutritionally adequate. It's going to provide everything you need. So please show me how this is wrong. A balanced, sensible vegan diet is crap, and you have to eat raw fruit for the rest of your life, or you're going to build up some pseudoscientific mucoid plaque in your butt. So please show me your evidence. Dan, I can show you. Okay, let me just have 1 second here. Let's see. American, what's the name? Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics. Academy of Nutrition and I'm going to spell it all wrong, but dietetics. Okay, here we go. And I'm going to find their position vegan. I'm going to show you all the on this, hang on one second. Let me try to find the download. Okay, that's not it. Hang on one second. I want to show you the like 100+ references. Crap, this ain't it either. Oh, here's the references to come to their position. That let me find it here. Here is the positions. The position of the Academy, the American Dietetic Association, that appropriately planned vegetarian diets, including vegan diets, are healthful and nutritionally adequate. How do they know this? I'm not taking it on faith. They've reviewed the science here. Let's see how many references they have here. Most of these are studies or governmental publications. Okay, we're on like 20 now, 30. And you can look these up. I'll put the link here. You can look these up. There's studies from all around the world. I see authors of all different nationalities. It's not like a group of vegans. Okay, I'm going on 60 studies here that they've looked at to come to their position statement. 70, 80, 90, 100. Okay, I'm just going to keep going here. I'm at 130. This is getting ridiculous now. 180. There's over 200. I think you get my point. There's over 200 references to support their position that well-planned vegan diets are nutritionally adequate. So no, I'm not going on faith. I'm going on evidence. Fact-based information that has been reviewed by people who are more qualified than myself, a music producer, to review the scientific literature and form the opinions that come from that follow from the scientific evidence. So no, it's not faith. It's based on evidence. Faith is believing in the tooth fairy. That's not faith. That's evidence. If I believed in the tooth fairy, that's faith. There's no evidence for a tooth fairy. But there is plenty of evidence, as I just showed you, of the nutritional adequacy of a well-planned vegan diet. Science has shown this, but there's no science to show the existence of a tooth fairy. But we're going to move on because you guys don't get it. Again, if you want to believe that all us people who are steaming our potatoes and eating legumes are killing ourselves, you can believe that, but it's false. It's just, and just acknowledge that what you're believing is fringe. It's not supported by science. You guys are like flat earthers. You have a weird outlier belief system, and it's based on following raw dogma and pseudoscience. And just accept that, and don't try to make evidence-based people like ourselves buy your bullshit. That's all I have to say. Who's science? Science is science. Okay, we're done. We're done with you, Dan. Thanks for coming. Go eat raw food all you want. Totally cool. Awesome. I tip my hat to you. There's nothing wrong with being raw, but it's wrong to spread misinformation. And there's no reason to be a raw foodist, because you know what? You guys are posers. You guys like to call yourselves raw vegans, and you guys aren't even vegan. That's what happy, healthy vegan is. We're vegans. We are against animal cruelty and exploitation. This definition goes back to the 1940s. A stance against animal cruelty and exploitation. It says nothing in here about not cooking your food or trying to eat this mythical ape diet or whatever, detoxification and all this crap. You guys are selfish. You guys don't care about animals. We care about animals. We are against animal cruelty and exploitation. Because as I showed, is it healthy to eat a diet of all plants? Yes, as long as you don't do stupid stuff. If you eat a balanced, sensible vegan diet, there's plenty of evidence supporting that is healthy. So anyway, we're moving on. No, you're not against animal cruelty. If you guys are doing what you're doing, you're doing it for yourselves. It's a selfish thing. You're thinking you're detoxing your colon and stuff like that. That's not what animal cruelty and exploitation is mucoid plaque and all that nonsense. But anyway, we're moving on, guys. Thanks for coming, Dan. Thanks for coming, Dominic. Good conversations. You've dominated 40 odd minutes, and we need to move on. So good to see you guys. And no, you're lying. Tell me okay, I'll bite, Dan. If you want to tell me how I'm being lied to, I'll hear you out on that one, okay? I would love to hear how I'm being lied to. Okay, Fulmar Music says citations or You don't get a degree and you won't work as an expert in the field. You don't get a PhD saying there's mucoid plaque based on nothing. But I'd love to hear how I'm being lied to. So I'll bite. I'll wait for that before we move on to something else. I want to hear how I'm being lied to. This should be rich. No, Graven, you came at a good time. We have a couple fruitarian types telling me here I shouldn't believe in science. I should believe in raw propaganda and believe that that when I eat this is another guy, but yeah, I'm getting mucoid plaque when I eat my steamed plants and stuff. Okay, say drugs and money are lying to me. Okay, we're moving on. Let's talk about something else. That's just a bunch of bullshit here. Dan, can a doctor heal disease with drugs? I don't know. I'm not a freaking medical doctor, but I do know enough to know that a shirtless influencer like Shane Raw Vegan Rising cannot heal every disease known to man by having people drink juice or just eat fruit. I know that for an absolute fact. That is not how it works. So I know that for sure. But anyway, we're moving on. Yeah, he cannot cure cancer. No one can cure cancer. I mean, maybe you'll get lucky. There's such things as miracles, you know. They're not really miracles. Like sometimes people's cancer goes into remission. And a lot of times people blame or attribute what they were doing as the reason why the cancer went away. But often there's a spontaneous remission. I know enough about that. So yeah, it's possible someone could have been shoving coffee in their butt or coffee enemas or doing juice or whatever and thought, it went into remission and thought what they were doing was the cause, but it's not the causality that caused it. Anyway, it's getting boring. So let's move on. Let's talk about something else. Thank you, Peter. Yeah, AJ, isn't it funny though? The healthiest vegans, and they're not vegans, you know, AJ, but the healthiest vegans of all time, even raw ones, get sick, they get diseases. Yeah, so it's not this perfect thing. You're living like in God's creation of perfection and all this stuff. No, you still get sick. They still have problems with their health. Gregory, I mock what I don't understand. No, I'm telling you. No, just put him in timeout. I've told you 100 times. You are spouting pseudo-scientific crap like flat earth. You're not showing me evidence. You're just repeating the same crap I heard from raw propagandists back in 2012, 2013. You're not adding anything new. I disproved that stuff back then. It's still not true in 2025. Yeah, Milo, not all cooked food is healthy for you. Yeah, I'd be the first to agree with you on that. But not all cooked food is bad for you either. That's the thing. Just because some cooked food is bad or doesn't mean all cooked. Like eating a deep fried donut, yeah, I don't think anyone would agree is healthy. Like I said, you could be a vegan and just have Oreos and beer. Not healthy at all. But having a whole food plant-based diet is, let's see, I got a super thanks on a video. Diana. It was probably Wednesday's video. But anyway. Wow, Sarah. You've never had the flu in your entire adult life. And you're, 52? And haven't had a cold in 8 years. No, you can't be a cooked food eater, Sarah. Think about all that mucoid plaque and parasites that you're getting from eating that cooked food. You should be disease-ridden, right? I can remember that, Nikki. I remember that old episode of Dragnet when they were talking about LSD. I remember that. It stuck with me. Yeah, anyone can go to the hospital, Peter. I mean, just eating any kind of diet doesn't make you invincible from death or an illness. I mean, again, let's look what veganism is. It's a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation. So why do some people believe, he was vegan and he got sick and went to the hospital? Well, there's hospitals all around the world full of people that are there that are not vegan. What does that prove? So if a vegan goes to the hospital, vegan diet debunked. But when non-vegans fill up our hospitals, no one thinks twice about it. It shows you how vegans are held to this weird, impossible to live up to high standard of perfection, right? I mean, it's, oh yeah, I should have hit ding, yeah, when I showed the definition there. It's weird how people think veganism means perfect health, never get ill or something like that. Maybe that's what raw vegans are purporting, but that's not what is what veganism is. That's why I said raw vegans are not regular vegans. It's like they're on some other weird trip that's about health and perfection and detoxing. And no, veganism is about don't F with the animals. They don't deserve to get killed and harmed. I'm with you too, Sarah. Like if I'm leaving a public bathroom, I'll get like one of those paper towels out of the paper towel dispenser, you know, what you dry your hand with, and open the door with that and chuck the paper towel in the trash and leave. I'd rather not touch other people's crap if I don't have to. Literally, crap and germs, you know, all that stuff ends up on doorknobs. No rare. Cooking is also associated to an act of violence. All right, teach me more. What are you talking about? How is cooking my dinner tonight gonna lead me to become violent? I want to hear the connection between my khichdi that I'm boiling right now on the stove and going out and like beating up a guy or something like that. Please make the connection there. That sounds interesting. Wow, these theories from raw people are just so out there. What's that, Graven? Raw vegans don't make me think of raw food. Makes sense. Makes me think they're raw during sex, like they're doing it raw style, raw dog it. Is that what it's called? I think I'm kind of like Sarah in that regard. I don't know if I'm like a germophobic person, but I try to be aware of like things I'm touching. Like, okay, is this something like a surface or an object that many other people were touching? If so, maybe I won't touch it, or I'll wash my hands or get my hand sanitizer. I'm at least aware of stuff like that. I don't know if I take any extreme measures to deal with that, but I try to be aware of that instead of just being oblivious and just bopping through the world without a thought of anything. Oh, you're not talking about me, no, Rare. I just want to know, though, how cooking is associated with an act of violence. You just said that, so maybe not me, but how is the act of cooking an act of violence? I'd like to hear that. Who was that, Peter? Fully Raw Christina almost never talks about the animals. She mostly sells $5,000 juicers. And this is an interesting thing. Like the raw people typically have this romantic notion of living like ancient cavemen, you know, primitive, before technology and all that stuff. Well, they didn't have juicers back then. They didn't have electricity. I know you could make juice by hand, but they didn't. It wouldn't be practical to make all the juice that people. They wouldn't juice fast, for one. I don't think cavemen fasted, let alone juice fasted, and they wouldn't have had juice making machines. It's just a weird fantasy of like what they pick and choose. Like, oh, okay, I'm gonna try to be a natural man, but yeah, I'm gonna juice, even though the juice they didn't have juicers, and you know, I won't cook my food because they didn't have stoves in the ancient days, but they had juice making machines. It just, I don't understand. Anyway, let's move back. Yeah, I try not to touch my face there. I might not be as good as you at that, but I try my best. When I'm out in public, at home, I don't give a crap. But if I'm outside the house, yeah, try not to touch my face. David Sure, vegans attacking vegans, eating your own. What are you talking about? Who's attacking whom, David Sure? I don't. Are you saying I'm attacking vegans? No, I'm calling out raw hucksters, raw fruitarian hucksters on misinformation that is just flat out wrong, and in some instances dangerous information to give people with, like, say, cancer hope that they can be healthy again by giving up their oncology visits at the hospital and drinking juice and learning from some guy who charges you $300 an hour to teach you how to drink juice. Starlight, you're confused by the nose sniffs? Well, it happens after I take a bath. I'm sorry about that. If that's bugging you, sorry, I know what to tell you. It happens to me. Maybe it's my cooked food diet, right? I just think it's because I'm in the bath and I'm dunking myself, and I took a bath after the gym. Yeah, Milo, as far as cooking food, yeah, not all forms of cooking are equally as healthy. Like, say, steaming and boiling are some of the, like, least, effed up ways. Like frying, yeah, putting food in, like, oil and so that's high temperatures. Yeah, that's, I don't think any whole food, plant-based vegan is arguing to eat as much fried food as possible. I avoid fried foods as much as I possibly can, too. Yeah, I prefer the healthier ways of having cooked food. Yeah, and Tara, if you want to make $300 an hour, or what was it, 12? Was he charging? Or was it $3,000 for 12 weeks? I mean, that's some serious cash, man. And I know he's got more than one client. He's got like dozens of clients. The guy's like making lawyer type money. It just shows you how he's full of crap. He's just lying to people so he can get rich. And anyway. Let's see, Bill, you have a friend who is vegan and just got diagnosed with cancer, and she's following a protocol from a doctor who lost his license. In the science he's claiming has only been tested in like a petri dish. It sounds like something to do if all other conventional methods are not working, or what they're recommending is something you don't want to do, like say amputate your arm or something like that. This sounds like something for people like just their last chance or something like that. What the hell is a urine vaccine, Peter? I've never heard of a urine vaccine. So anyway. Oh yeah, David, sure, yeah. Just watch my video from Wednesday of this week, 2 days ago. You'll see what I'm talking about. A guy who says that a raw vegan diet can cure every disease known to man. I'm quoting him verbatim here. It can cure every disease. A raw vegan diet can cure every disease, and he's telling people if they're in the hospital, literally. Watch my video. He's saying if you're in the hospital, if you're on, quote, death's door, verbatim, just leave and start drinking this guy's juice protocol, because that's gonna fix you. He doesn't say it might fix you or it could be good for you. He's saying with absolute certainty, this juice shit is gonna fix your ass. That's what I'm calling out, crap like that. If he wants to say, I've had a few sick people try this, and name the exact disease, and 40% of them had positive results. Give some information like that, but just to make a blanket statement that drink this juice or do my protocol and every disease will be reversed, just totally full of crap. And Peter, or who else pointed out, he's made videos. I've even made ones about him claiming that a raw diet made him psychic. This guy says he can read people's minds. And I told you, he also has videos saying a raw vegan diet will make you a millionaire. You might not be one right now as a raw vegan. It's going to take a little time, but a raw vegan diet's going to awaken your brain somehow and you'll be able to be a millionaire. And it's also going to awaken a part of your brain that'll make you able to read everyone's mind. Why do people defend this guy? He's obviously... I'll just leave it there. Yeah, uncle. Don't buy snake oil. And you can see why I'm worked up right now, David. I'm not attacking a vegan. These aren't vegans. Vegans are against animal cruelty and exploitation. Vegans don't say, oh, you gotta give up all cooked food and just drink juice for 40 days to get rid of mucoid plaque, which doesn't exist in real life. I'm having a good night, huh, Sarah? So yeah, Carl Baum, I don't want to speak too much about medical medium. I don't know too much about him, but from what I remember you guys telling me, or maybe I read something about him briefly, is that he's into juicing celery or something like that, and the information he got about that was given to him from an alien from another galaxy or something like that. Okay. Nah, I'm not into that. Oops, I'm not into that. I'd rather follow the opinions of, say, health organizations, or follow information about vegan diets, at least positions that vegan diets are nutritionally adequate, that have 200 scientific references to support what they're saying, rather than, take my word for it, I got a transmission download from the aliens, okay, so I got you covered. The aliens wouldn't lie, right? So anyway, such nonsense. Yeah, true. Ice bones. Yeah, I'm just asking to show me some either recommendations of health organizations like I just showed, or some actual studies that show that eating legumes is going to shorten your life. Well, I showed studies. I showed on Wednesday's video to about that raw guy. I showed, hey, show me a study that eating cooked food is going to take a day off my life. I just flashed a study on the screen on that video showing that legumes are associated with longevity in populations around the world. Hey, Johnny, you're young, man. If you're getting tired running 4 to 5 days a week and weight training, yeah, just listen to your body, man. It's only getting worse as you get older. Listen to your body. Get used to it now. See, I don't know much about him, Hexic Dragon. So I'm saying that guy has weird reasons for saying healthy food is unhealthy. And this is why I get mad at the raw fruitarians as well. Their propaganda, their non-evidence-based propaganda nonsense claiming that perfectly healthy foods like legumes and potatoes are to be feared. They're going to kill you and cause mucoid plaque and all this stuff. Yeah. The aliens eat raw too. That's weird. I can't imagine what kind of food is grown in the space aliens world or in their spacecraft, I guess, because, whatever. We all have clean buttocks from bamboo. Well, thanks for joining with us. And yes, fight evil and good night to you. Let's see. Yeah, what's that, Peter? Some of the longest lived populations around the world eat cooked food. Yeah, we were talking about blue zones. Yeah, they're not known for being raw or anything like that. It just shows you that you don't need to follow the advice of these well, I'm sure they're well-meaning. I believe these fruitarian people, the raw people, they really believe in what they believe. I don't think most of them are lying, like that one guy I think is, I made my video about. I think most of them really believe that all these horrible things happen if you have potatoes and legumes. It's just unfortunate that it's just those things are not true. Yeah, exactly, Nikki. That's my whole point. This is how absurd it is. I'm going to read Nikki's comment here verbatim. Can you imagine believing a potato can kill you? Exactly. That's how absurd it is. Demonizing a completely healthy whole food potato or legume or whatever. Just imagine what kind of, what's that called? Orthorexic behavior that is, orthorexic mindset to believe perfectly healthy foods like potatoes are going to kill you. I could see, okay, donuts and french fries, maybe so. Okay, I'm not saying they do, but maybe so. But potatoes, anyway. Well, I'm glad legumes are not poison, Starlight. We can agree on that one at least. How about potatoes? Are potatoes poison? Let me know your thoughts on that. Okay, Otters and Elephants says, I am pretty sure the aliens referenced were board certified, like, the medical guy, medical Monica, is that his name? I'm pretty sure the aliens referenced were board certified and published, but I'll need confirmation. AJ, you got a computer, awesome. You just got a MacBook laptop, a 2024 M3 MacBook Air, awesome. Great computer. Yeah, we have an older, I guess it was 2020 or 21. When did they come out? The first generation, the M1 MacBook Airs. And yeah, it's got all the power we need for a laptop. It's more Angie's than mine, but I don't think either of us have ever said, man, it's lacking in speed or something like that. I mean, just make sure you get, I don't know how they come a standard now as far as like RAM and hard drive. I think I upgraded those a little bit back then. I think they come standard now with enough RAM, and I think I upgraded the drive like from 128 to 256, or no, I think it went from 256 gigs to 512, and that seems to be a good sweet spot there. Yeah, Peter, that's why I get bummed when I hear vegans talking about RFK Jr. I think he has a few interesting or good ideas, but, thinking that we should cook our food in beef tallow because seed oils are killing us, that's just a long disproven conspiracy theory. I'm not saying I'm a big fan of cooking in seed oils, but to say, okay, well, you were cooking with plants, now let's cook with some kind of dead animal bit, you know. So I don't think you vegans that like him should be fully like endorsing him, because he is promoting, like, you know, regenerative agriculture and stuff like that. I'm not being political. I don't care if he's what political party he is or anything. Anyone, you know, who's trying to say, oh, let's be healthy and cook our food in beef tallow. I don't care what your party is, you know, or lack of party. I don't give a shit. That's just wrong. Oh, AJ, okay, yours is spec'd out good. 16 gigs of RAM memory and 512 for storage for your SSD drive. Awesome. Yeah, this should last you a long time, AJ. Seriously. I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's 2025. I'm going to predict you'll still be using that in 2030, unless you get like totally nerdy and want to play some crazy games or something like that. If you're just using it for general internet use, that's going to be a perfectly fine computer. The only thing that might change is maybe Apple's going to get more hardcore with their artificial intelligence, and at some point you'll need better specs. But other than something like that, you know, you should be fine with that computer. Well, Bill, I didn't hear about that. See, again, I don't care what one's political party is, if left, right, center, anyone said that. I mean, if Barack Obama said that chemicals in water are turning kids trans, I would say no. Sarah, you live with a computer nerd? Cool. Angie lives with a computer nerd too. Oh, I got those headphones. I got the Sony MDR 7506s last Sunday. I haven't had a chance to track Angie with them yet, but I compared them out. I did a shootout on my own with all my 4 headphones that I have here, and I thought they were the best sounding as far as recording vocals, tracking vocals, as far as how I could hear the voice in the headphones, how I could hear the mix in the headphones. And I recorded some just test vocals of my own to see how it felt. I go, yeah, I think these are going to be it. So yeah, I'm excited to get Angie in here working on our new song. Well, I didn't know he was a former heroin addict too. Wow. Yes, Peter, we binged watched since I saw you guys last Friday. I don't think we had watched any Cobra Kai, or maybe we saw an episode or two, but we binge watched the whole series. I think, we finished it like a night or two ago. And I have to say, guys, I cried, man. I cried watching Cobra Kai. That scene where I don't give any spoilers. I won't say too much, but the last conversation that Johnny had with Sensei Kreese, I was crying my ass off there. Johnny sold that scene so well. Like, a lot of people might not realize what a great actor he is, but, you know, usually he's just acting chill. I'm this weird kind of old dude just kind of trying to find his way in the world, and you know, that's the character he plays. But man, when he had to act that scene, that last scene between him and Kreese, I was so good. Cobra Kai is awesome. I explained it to Angie how Cobra Kai is like sometimes really kind of cheesy, you know, kind of corny. And then it'll switch gears really quick and become really cool. Like, wow, this is so amazing. It's kind of weird. The OC, if some of you guys are remember that show in the early mid 2000s, kind of like that too. We were fans of that show. Dramedy. It's like a youth-oriented dramedy. Anyway, yeah, I loved it. Yeah, that was a good ending. I tell you, that scene with Kreese and him, it just hit me so hard. It was so, Johnny was that's when it really dawned on me. I've been telling you all along, I've been a huge fan of Johnny as opposed to Daniel LaRusso, as far as, you know, the Cobra Kai series goes. And I think this series really showed Johnny to be the hero. I think he was the protagonist. He's the one that grew the most. LaRusso kind of stayed the same. He grew a little bit. Johnny had the transformation. You know, he went on the hero's journey, say, and his life, you know, totally turned around. He fixed himself, healed, and yeah, I think the last 2 episodes fully redeemed my belief that Johnny is the true main character of Cobra Kai. And yeah, anyway, yep, it was cool. So yeah, anyone interested, if you haven't seen Cobra Kai, Angie and I love it. Maybe I like it more than she does, but I thought it was really well done. So I tell you, it's kind of corny and cheesy sometimes, but then it gets really cool and really serious and really deep really quickly. Just a switch just like that. Nikki, you're left-handed? It's 'cause you're vegan. What's that, Milo? I can't say that all fruitarians aren't vegan. No, I didn't say that, Milo. I said earlier, I would say, I'm just guesstimating here, I would say maybe 5%, 10% tops of raw fruitarian types are also ethical vegans. My point is the vast majority, like 80, 90% of them are not ethical vegans. They might call themselves raw vegans, but they're not against animals. They're not thinking about animals. They're not into animal cruelty and exploitation. Instead, their focus is on other things like cooked food being addicting and detoxing and all that stuff. Yeah, I'm not saying all. Yeah, it's totally. I know a few. I know a few people who are raw fruitarian and ethical vegan. It's totally doable, but most people who are attracted to that raw thing are doing it for their own personal kind of thing. They're not. It's not for the animals, because the animals don't really give a shit if you're eating all cooked or all raw or a mix of the two. As I do. The animals, we're doing it for the animals. It didn't say that the animals require us to eat raw or something like that. Just don't eat animal products. Don't consume animal products. Don't purchase animal products. Yeah, Milo, yeah, hope you didn't misunderstand, but I never meant to say that all fruitarians or whatever are not vegan. Some are, but vast majority are not. And I think that's a safe thing to say. K. Farnan, Marcus Rothkranz is the worst raw guru. Why is that? I actually like his photography channel, Marcus Video or whatever that is called, Marcus Photography. I've only watched a few of his raw videos and they're a little cringe. Like he's just repeating a lot of the nonsense and stuff. He's saying, hey, look how great I look at 60. I have all this hair and I look great and it's because I'm raw. Well, how about all the other raw people I know that don't look as good as you? A lot of people just have good genetics, and a raw diet, isn't the cause. And how about the raw people that don't look all that great? It's the genetics, and lifestyle. But yeah, I think he's got a great video and photography channel. I've learned a lot from his channel. Yeah, Dexter. Yeah, that's the other show Angie and I are into right now is Dexter. Is there a new one this week? Because I didn't see one in our Up Next. Did they take a break this week or what's up with that, Graven? Because Angie and I are total Dexter's fans. It goes back to I don't know, before we started our YouTube channel, maybe like around 2010 or so back then. That's a weird show. You wouldn't think that we'd like that, but we dig that show. And it's cool for us because they film it all around Long Beach and the port around here. Milo, I read that that you're saying cooked food significantly contributes to air pollution and deforestation. But I've never seen any actual numbers. I just heard Doug Graham say that in one of his books. I'd like to see some more data on that. It's a claim, but the thing is, Milo, I'll just leave it at that. I don't want to get in a debate with you, Milo. I want you to feel better. If eating raw is going to do it for you, totally cool. Just keep doing if that's the path you want to go on. Let's see, Sarah, once the new Dexter airs, we'll get a trial for a month and then chain smoke it. It might be winding down, I think. Because let's see. I'm not sure when it's done. I'll let you know when it's over. But yeah, it's actually, I like this season better, Sarah, than the previous season when they were up in that mountain town or whatever. This one's cool. They're back in Miami / Long Beach where they film it all, and Michael C. Hall is the voice, the narrator, so you still hear the mind of Dexter at work, but just a younger actor portraying him. It's really cool. I'm told it's the same world. You're back in that exact same world from like the first 5 seasons or whatever of Dexter. It's great. Let's see, Bill, you saw Doug Graham eat like 23 peaches for breakfast once. You met him at Mount Shasta. wasn't there like a Dexter prequel series film? That's what this is. This is like the prequel to the first like 5 seasons of Dexter. This is like how, and they showed Dexter actually getting his job on the police force and how he killed his first people. It wasn't as well planned as he was when you saw him in the first like 5 seasons. He didn't know what he was doing. It took him a while to figure out how to do it all so he can get away with it.
Thanks for the tip.
Hey, Johnny. I'm sorry. I thought I saw you say something like that earlier. Sorry I didn't respond to that. I guess I was blabbing about other stuff. But thanks for the tip, Johnny. You have 2 years and 9 months left in your military contract. Unless you get recalled, you can't wait to get out. Awesome. I forgot what you said, Johnny. What was your main reasons for wanting to get out rather than wanting to make it like a career that's going to last a long time? If you don't want to share that, totally cool. I understand. But if you want to tell us again, that'd be cool. Yeah, New Blood. That was the previous one where they showed him have a son or something like that. So yeah, that one was all right. I enjoyed it, but I'm telling you, this new season I like a lot better. Sarah, every day is leg day. How's that? So for me, like when I go to the gym, I play basketball, so it's fully leg day when I'm working out. And then other days like Angie and I will go like walk around, like say when we take our trips to Disneyland, we walk like 5 miles or something like that. That's a lot on the legs. Graven, we're done. We haven't been talking much about the raw vegan stuff anymore, Graven. It's that, Uncle. Some of the most sought after pastries at Sand and Wolf's Bake Shop are gushing with oob? What's that? Slathered with fresh salted caramel or showered in shaved cheddar. They're Filipino and they're vegan in LBC. Huh. I've never heard of that. What part of Long Beach? Yeah, true, Peter. Yeah, Paul Saladino is just a true, like, just drifting around like, hey, I'm doing, this is the greatest diet in the world, fruitarian. Oh no, eating all the meat's the greatest diet. Oh no, that's not good. This thing, the animal based, as it's called, is the greatest diet. Who knows what will be on next time? It's just so funny how these people can speak with such certainty how what they're doing is great, then all of a sudden just jump to something out like, not great, but this is it. This is the ultimate human diet. And then later on, oh, I'm doing something different now. Like, I thought you had the ultimate human diet figured out back then. Weird.
Thanks for the tip.
Okay, Johnny, thanks for the tip again. So yeah, why are you looking to get out of the military? Mental health issues, I can imagine. Missing time with family, and more specifically so with your 4-year-old brother are your main reasons. I get it. Totally get it. So yeah, that's hopefully the 2 years and 9 months will go quickly for you there. Let's see, 3900 East 4th Street. Is that in Retro Row, Uncle? Let me know if that's where the bakery's at, because yeah, that's a very doable walk for us here. Not to say that we live in Retro Row, we don't, but Long Beach is very walkable, so it's flat for the most part. And anyway, hey, what's that, Samuel? It went high in radiation. What's that? You're almost tossed with high radiation when you went to a heart health office to have your heart checked. You're always aware of radiation, and you had your Geiger. It was really high in radiation in there, huh? After 2 minutes in the waiting room, you immediately got out of there. If I would not have known, I would have stayed in there cooking without knowing, huh? Hopefully it wasn't like that when I went to visit my heart doctor. I doubt it was. It wasn't a heart place. It was the Institute of Plant-Based Medicine, and I happened to have a vegan cardiologist working there, so it wasn't like they had all these like high radiation machines there or something like that. I don't even think they actually had no like hardcore hardware like that. You'd have to go to like a specialized imaging place or something. And then it was a CAT scan. Was that what it is? How they got one of those calcium heart scans. So I don't know. Anyway. Okay, Uncle, yeah, it is in Retro Row. Awesome. Yeah, I heard about some new things opening in Retro Row, so I'll go check that out. Oh, I think I know which place you're talking about. There was another one that opened up on 4th Street, a little further down from Retro Row. Has like this mid-century orange and white kind of color. Is that what you're talking about? Is that the one? I forgot its name. Fallon, you're doing a 100 squat challenge with some of your coworkers. You still have to do your 100 squats this evening. Awesome. I hope you worked your way up to that, though. Like, maybe the first day only do like 25 or something like that and work your way up to 100. But yeah, if you can pull off 100 now, cool, go for it. Yeah. Yeah, squatting's great. You don't even have to like do like weighted squats. Just body weight squats are great if you do enough of them. Oh yeah, Peter, I keep forgetting to try vertical live streams. I'll have to figure out how to do it. Do I need to turn my camera side? I don't know. It'll take some doing to make that work, but I'll try to remember that. All right, Bill is sharing some wisdom there about eating irradiated foods don't expose you or anything like that. Allison, where was this earthquake? 4.8 or 5.1? Must not have been around here. I didn't hear or feel anything like that. Something like that. If you're near like a 5.0 earthquake, you're gonna feel that. If you're like say 50 miles away, it's not gonna be a big deal. But if you're right on top of a 5.0 earthquake, that's something. It's probably not gonna knock stuff down or cause terrible damage, but it's gonna be kind of scary. That's nice, Heidi. Doing 25 sit-ups a day. Lol, started a week ago and you think it's doing something. Awesome. I feel my abs too. I tell you I've had some little nagging injuries. I pulled like some kind of weird muscle in the like back here like a while ago. How did it happen? I didn't really pull a muscle, but I was playing basketball and I was taking a charge basically, and the guy jumped, and I think I turned so he wouldn't hit my torso, and he hit me in the side. But I just felt after for like 3 or 4 weeks after that, I felt what I normally perceive as like a pulled muscle feeling. So anyway, it seems to be better now. So my point is I couldn't do all my jumping training. It just hurt to jump. So I was doing my rim grabs the other day. And I've been feeling my abs ever since. Because when you grab the rim, you stretch them, and your abs are getting a nice stretch. So I'm feeling them abs right now. Wow, that sounds good, Metalhead. 392 grams of wasabi. That sounds awesome. Yeah, I'm with Sarah. Yeah, earthquakes of 5 and above. That's kind of the threshold for us that grew up in earthquake country. 5 and above, that gets your attention. Like 3.4s. That's like that was nothing. It's weird too. Like for those of you that don't have much experience with earthquakes, the higher numbers too, not only are they more powerful, you feel the energy, you feel the jolt, they last longer too. So a higher number is more powerful and it lasts. That's what makes them so gnarly, is because it's more powerful and they last a long time. Like a 3.1, just feel a little jolt. I over-exaggerate. You just kind of feel something and it's over in like 3 seconds. But like a 5.0, that'll last like 10 seconds. A 6 will last like maybe, I don't know, half a minute or more or something like that. Heidi, yes, we got your cookbook sent out. I told you guys, I promised, I'm going to send your cookbooks out on Monday. Monday was President's Day. Post office closed. So I took them in Tuesday morning to try to get them sent out so you guys can get them as soon as possible, because, Monday was not a post office day. So awesome. I'm glad you got it, Heidi. Awesome. That was so awesome. Yeah, we sold a bunch of books that day. And we just sold, after I took them to the post office, we sold another one yesterday. So I'll take that to the, what's that called? The post office on Monday. There's no holiday this Monday, is there? So Johnny, you've got one earthquake under your belt. That's good. A lot of people have no idea what an earthquake feels like. Cool, Heidi. I'm glad our book reached you quickly. You probably haven't had a chance to make anything yet. And as I said, to make Angie's recipes, I would recommend just reading a few, and you'll see there's there's common ingredients shared amongst the various recipes. Like say maybe I'm just gonna make something up here. Like maybe some like black pepper, some herbs de Provence. You get this stuff on Amazon if you don't have a store around. You just get the spices or whatever, and then you'll be able to use them on a bunch of different recipes. That's the secret to making Angie's food. Uncle, there's actually some tech now that gives some warning with earthquakes. It's not a lot for big earthquakes. It might be 30 seconds or something like that, 60 seconds, but there is some tech coming out or out now that can give some warning. Not like the warning you get, like, say, with a hurricane or something, but yeah. Yeah, Sarah, yeah, West Coast person like me. Yeah, we've been in lots of quakes, small and large. Yeah, you in Northern California, you had the 89 Loma Prieta, the one that it knocked down like the Embarcadero double-decker freeway in San Francisco. You know, it's been gone ever since. They've totally redeveloped the area differently for the better, I guess. Yeah, and I where I grew up at, Sarah, was Whittier's on one side of the hill, and I grew up on the other side of the hills there, the Pointy Hills. So I felt that one pretty good. I was actually in bed when that was happening. I was in college, and I remember like kind of waking up and going, this one's pretty gnarly. The room's shaking. I go, guys, this is going to be the big one? Fortunately, it wasn't. Our house survived it just fine. But yeah, and then the big Northridge earthquake a few years before or after. I forgot when. It was in that time frame too. No, I wasn't in LBC. No, I was like literally like there's the Pointy Hills, Whittier's on one side, the ocean facing side of the hill, I guess I should say, and where I grew up and lived at then is on the other side of the hill. So I was probably like, I'm trying to say maybe no more than 7 miles, if even that, from Whittier. You know, it was pretty gnar. Okay, Allison, the earthquake is over 100 kilometers away. So that's not too bad then. If you're having a 5.0 earthquake, that's about, what's that, about 60 miles away? Yeah, that's pretty chill. Yeah, I haven't always lived in Long Beach, Sarah. I only moved here in basically 2001 or 2000. Ooh, the Tuscan kale peel-off recipe. Yeah, we just had that a few days ago. I tell you, hardly a week ever goes by where we don't have that Tuscan kale peel-off recipe from our book. Oh, I used to go to the Pointy Hills Mall. Yeah, I grew up not too far from there. In fact, yeah, my mom and I I'm gonna go visit her this weekend, and we're gonna eat at a place right by the mall. You can see it. It's like kind of in the parking lot, but not really. And they have strangely some vegan options there. So yeah, I grew up in that mall basically. I was a total like, you know, Gen X kid growing up in malls, like kind of what you might see if you watch like say Fast Times at Ridgemont High. I was one of those kind of like, you know, kids listening to rock and roll in the 80s, hanging out in malls all the time. The Sylmar quake. What year was that? Was that in the early 70s, Carl? Because I remember when I was a young kid, like younger than 5. I think I was a baby, yeah. I kind of remember some crazy quake in my early years. I think that must have been the Sylmar one. Ooh, Bestie walked in with Girl Scout cookies. What kind? Because one of our nieces is a Girl Scout, and we buy her cookies. And the only one that we're able to get are those mint ones. Is it those? Those are good. Yeah, and we're jealous, Sarah. We're totally jealous. 71, that would make sense, Bill, since I was born in 67. So yeah, I just remember, yeah, some crazy little earthquake when I was a baby. 71, and you had to evacuate. Wow, yeah, we weren't that close to Sylmar. We're more like closer to like Los Angeles proper. So it rocked, but yeah, I'm fortunate we weren't any close to Sylmar. Peanut butter patties. Well, I haven't seen those before, Sarah. I'll have to ask our little entrepreneur next time I see her if she can get the peanut butter patties one. Yeah, mall rats, Jana. That was totally me, man. In the 80s for sure. I was total mall rat. High school, early college, going shopping for cool clothes and stuff back then. Yeah. And in the early 80s, yeah, I was just hanging out, going to arcades, playing video games, stuff like that. Ooh, you're eating them now, Sarah? Oh my God. Oh man, tell Bestie to send us some. Yeah, I saw some Girl Scout cookie sellers the other other day when we went to the market, I tried to ignore them. I didn't want to go through, well, we're vegan, do you have anything kind of topic? Good question, Uncle. And Sarah knows the answer for that one. Oh, you were in Boy Scouts, Metalhead? Awesome. See, I touch my face when I'm at home. I just don't touch it when I'm out in public. At least I try not to. AJ, yeah, I kind of wonder, for all these, like, 4 airplane crashes in the past 30 days, I wonder how much of that is just would have happened anyway versus there being any cause and effect. I have no way of knowing. I just kind of wonder because, things accidents do happen sometimes, and sometimes a few will happen, around the, sort of close proximity in time to each other. But who knows? That's what I was talking about earlier, Milo. RFK Jr., I get a little bummed when I see so many vegans, or some vegans, I should say, like, talking about how cool he is. No, he's promoting eating all sorts of animal bits, and he thinks it's healthy and good for the environment and stuff like that. And I admit it, I think he does have a few ideas that I can get behind, a few, but a lot of them, I like, no. No, we're not going to, like, start cooking our food in beef tallow, no. Awesome, William Shanks. You watched your Team Canada win in hockey versus USA last night. Awesome. Go Canada. Speaking of migrating, I saw an episode of International House Hunters last week in a town in New Zealand, North Island. One I'd never heard of before. It wasn't Auckland or anything like that. It was on the southern side of the North Island. So I go, this is cool. I could live here. This looks great. And I looked up, like, requirements to, like, immigrate to New Zealand. They want you to have a shit ton of money. So I don't think I'll ever be able to move to New Zealand. So I'll scratch that one off the list. But I did see another episode for a town in Spain on the Mediterranean. And I go, yeah, I've always been open to Spanish, living in Spanish culture. And I looked it up. Yeah, Spain, way more reasonable place to get into as far as the income requirements. So maybe one day if I ever have to leave the country, it'll be Spain. But yeah, New Zealand is it's far out. It's really far from here, and you have to have a lot of money to live and to have them let you into New Zealand for, like, to be a resident. Uh-oh, microwave steamed broccoli, Jana? Well, you're going to get mucoid plaque. Don't let the raw guys know. Move to Alaska? That's still the United States. I guess you're saying maybe just get far away from the main continental 48. If so, I'd go to Hawaii then. Yeah, hopefully not too many Americans ruin it and overcrowd Spain, because I've had a thing for Spain for a long time. It's just not something I developed in the past, like, week or year. I've had a longing for Spain, a yearn for Spain for a decade or two. Yeah, hopefully it doesn't become a big thing like Spain. They can go to Portugal. I heard Portugal's turning Americans back. Too many Americans moved there and caused real estate prices to just rent. Just like, the sales, selling houses, buying houses and renting places to live just made it too hard for the native Portuguese. So I think they're like trying to shut down the Americans going there. Hopefully Spain won't become like that. It's a much bigger place, much bigger country. Yeah, RFK Jr. had a brain worm, I remember. Again, not speaking bad, just whatever, just something I remember hearing about a few months ago. Uh-oh, hope that there's not going to be some battle about Alaska or something like that. Yeah, you'd want Indonesia, huh, Metalhead, if you left the country. Well, Heidi, I said, yeah, accidents happen all the time. This could have been one that would have happened anyway. I don't know. Didn't have much training hours to say the pilot. Yeah, that could have been a factor. I don't know. I didn't really watch too much about like what happened. Locals don't like tourists in Spain. I wouldn't be a tourist. I would be a local. I would just move there to live there. Okay, yeah. Deforesting. Yeah, I thought reading how Easter Island, aka Rapa Nui, lost its once lush trees. I can't remember if it was if it was from cooking or not. I remember watching something a long time ago. Let me look it up. Easter Island. Oh, I can't spell with crap. My hands are too big for my keyboard. Let's see what I get. Okay, just a quick AI overview. It says several things. Humans cut down the trees for agriculture, to build stuff like canoes, houses, and to move the giant stones, the Maori statues. And invasive species. Rats brought by the Polynesians ate palm nuts and saplings, preventing the forest from growing back. So it's not necessarily cooked food. Cooked food or cooking food could have been one of the many variables that contributed to trees being cut down, but it wasn't because of cooked food. It was, many things. You want to marry Peter? Let's see. Peter, you cannot move to Canada unless someone sponsors you with a job or you marry a Canadian. It's very hard. That's probably good for Canada. That it's not too easy for people to move there. Yeah, butterfly never lands. Yeah, I agree too. I think I eat more fruit, more raw food in the summertime when it's warm. Yeah, when it's cold, I like to have some warm soup. Tonight we're going to have some Indian food, khichdi. It's boiling in a pot. It's been boiling for almost 2 hours now. It should be really nice, by the time I get out there. But Sarah, I'm like you. Leaving the country is just like a last ditch thing if things ever get that bad. Hopefully it will never be like that. But yeah, hopefully I'll still be able to enact my plan to move somewhere else in California. We'll see if it's all going to work out or not. William, I dare you to visit Canada in the winter. No, if and whenever I go visit Canada, it won't be in the winter months for sure. Okay, that's good, Uncle. I'm glad that's a false story about Putin saying the sale of Alaska was illegal. Cool. Thank you. How many bananas did I eat a day? It depends, Chris. Like yesterday, I don't think I had any bananas. Maybe one tops. Today, I had about 6 bananas in my smoothie because that's what I eat always. I'm talking about 100% of the time. When I get back from the gym, I make a banana smoothie. The only time that doesn't happen, and it's super, 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 super rare, like pretty much almost never ever happens, but if I somehow don't have bananas, like I'm out or they're not ripe enough, which is super rare, then I'll make some oatmeal. But yeah, typically 6 bananas after a good workout. I'm sure Victoria is nice in the wintertime, but I know what the Pacific Northwest is like. Vancouver and Victoria, their weather is not going to be too much off from, say, how Portland and Seattle here are in the United States. It's the Pacific Northwest. It's a lot of rain, and then really beautiful weather in the summer. So I probably just want to go in the summer. Let's see. I heard something about that, Heidi. I don't know if that's true or not, but I'll take a little bribe money from Elon Musk if he wants to give us $5,000 each. I'll put it to good use. Hopefully it won't cause inflation. We'll see. But either way, I'll take it. I saw though that the budget came out and it's the deficit's going up like another $4 billion or something like that. So maybe he shouldn't give us the money and just like bring the deficit down if that's what the whole thing is there. I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, I'll take $5,000 or $10,000. Cool. Well, they might have removed $50 billion of inefficiencies if that really happened. But the thing is, lowering like the corporate tax rate to 15% from like 30% or something like that, that's going to be way more than $50 billion right there. So I think they're trying to find as many ways to bring the cost of government down so that, when they do enact the tax cuts for the wealthy and the corporations, it'll try to, it won't be as gnarly, but still, I mean, yeah, if he wants to give us $10,000, I'll take it. Well, Heidi, I just read the deficit's going up. It's increasing like $4 trillion or something like that. One way to have it not go up by 4 trillion is maybe have it only go up by 3 trillion is to not have these, like, the billionaires don't need tax cuts right now. I mean, I guess the tax cuts are good if you're already wealthy. Yeah, less money you have to pay. And if you're invested in stocks and stuff, it might be all right because if the corporate tax rate goes down lower, there'll be more profits. And, that's one of the main factors that drives equities. So, but yeah, Johnny Bravo, I'll gladly take the $10,000 if it isn't taxable. Yeah, I don't know if it'd be considered income or not either, huh? I guess if they're forcing it on everyone, it shouldn't be considered income. Like, say you don't want that tax burden. I don't know how it's going to work out. But no, I'm with you, AJ. No, I've heard about what Doge is trying to do to take away like our healthcare, our government-funded healthcare here. Because I don't work for a company or anything like that. It's not included with my job. I'm self-employed. So yeah, cutting Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security. I'm a few years away from that, and my mom is dependent on that. So yeah, those will not be welcome ways to find inefficiencies. If they could find inefficiencies with like in the system, like there's like money that's not going to where it needs to be, I'm all for that. If that's their task, I'm cool with that. But I'm quite fearful that it's not just that. Yeah, and I feel fear for a lot of us, like Bill. What Bill's talking about, some of the money that he's depending on to live on, because Bill is, not able to work, hard for Bill to move around. I'm talking about Bill Seabury. What Trump is doing here could leave him homeless or kill him. If the social safety net that's in place right now that's keeping Bill going is cut, a lot of people like Bill are going to be in a lot of trouble. And this, is not... that's Doge and Elon Musk shouldn't be like sending Bill out into the street or killing him. That's not cool. Yeah, Heidi, what a person says and what actually happens aren't always the same thing. You know that. I mean, especially if we're talking politics too. And Elon is not an elected representative or anything like that, so he's even less beholden to stay consistent with past statements. So just hope for the best. Hopefully he's going to just find inefficiencies and root them out without having to like cut programs that a lot of us depend on. I tell you, I'm totally my government funded healthcare goes, I'm screwed. I don't have a job that pays for it. I tell you, I work for myself. And I'm like Sarah, I've been trying to save for my retirement for a while. I'm not quite there yet. I don't want to have to dig into retirement savings or anything like that. I'm going to be old enough in a couple years to actually pull money out of my IRA, individual retirement account, but I'd like to let that grow as long as possible. For when I'm really old. I'm 57 right now. Anyway, Yeah, Bill, and this is just a fact. I'm not trying to like take a political side or anything like this, but yeah, it's been shown that Trump has a problem with lying. It's been fact checked. Like it's easy to do. Like look at the statement that was made, and then later on go and see if that was true or false. You know, it's something that's been I've seen the research behind that, and it seems pretty spot on. Oh yeah, Uncle. Yes, me and Angie, our whole lives have been paying into Social Security. I go on their website like once a year and kind of see where I'm at to see like if I can take money out in when I'm 62 or 65, how much money I'll get. That assumes it'll still be there. Hear all this stuff that Social Security might dry up by like 2033. I'll be into it by then. Let's hope it's still there. We'll see. I don't know. Yeah, Johnny. Yeah, health insurance. That's one thing that makes you want to re-enlist. Your insurance is guaranteed in the military. Awesome. Yeah, see, I don't have an option like that. Oh, we're back to fruitarians. All right, Vega Nick. Fruitarianism is an ethical position. Oh, please enlighten me. Explain your position there, that fruitarianism is an ethical position. Ethical in what way? Ethical towards animals? Ethical in what? Because veganism is an ethical position. In fact, that's what the definition of veganism is. It's a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation, hence an ethical position. William, what's that? Is Social Security or pension? What is your? I don't even understand that question. It's I don't know if we don't even really have pensions anymore. It's a program. It's a welfare program, I guess that we've been paying into. We, meaning ever since I got my first job in like the 1980s, been paying money into it. For not all my jobs. When I was a teacher, I had money that went to a teacher's retirement system. But anyway, my point is, yeah, except for certain government jobs, yeah, all the other jobs, money's been going into Social Security, and it's supposed to be there for us when we get older. That's the whole point. They took the money out of our paychecks. They didn't say, hey, that money, you can put it in some kind of special savings account, like a health savings account. No, they took the money away. It's gone. The government took it, and the promise is, well, when you're older, that money will be there for you to live out the rest of your days. So, I don't know if it's considered a pension. I don't know if we want to get into some semantics of all that. It's exactly as I described. They took money out of your paycheck. They're holding on to it with the promise that you'll get benefits once you reach a certain age for the rest of your days. That's it. That's what Social Security is. But Sarah and I are Gen X, and we're really distrustful of things like government to take care of us. We grew up at a time, Reagan, we learned not to fully trust our government and stuff. So yeah, Sarah and I are of the opinion you can't rely on government. Even if they made a promise to you, you can't you can't rely on the promise of our government. So yeah, we should take matters in our own hands and try to invest on our own, not just depend on Social Security, but make some investments while you're younger. So when you get older, like now or in the next few years in our 60s, be able to make a living. Yeah, but I've never had a pension either, Bill. That's something like our parents or our parents' had. You see it on old time movies. Like maybe there are some jobs now that have pensions, but those are gone. If anything, you have a 401k if you have a job that offers that. That's usually the closest thing. But yeah, Bill's on permanent disability, SSDI. So any cuts to that would be perilous for Bill's ability to be housed. Yeah, AJ, I remember reading something about that, about the $6 billion. Yeah. Yeah, I tell you, I was a teacher for a little while, Bill, so I paid money into what's called the state teachers retirement system. I didn't retire as a teacher or anything. So what I did later on is I just took the money I had in that system and rolled it over into my personal IRA, individual retirement account. I guess I could have left the money in there and just, when I became of age, drew from it, but I wanted to be able to invest it myself, and I'm sure glad I did, because I picked some winners like Apple like a long time ago that have made that my investment grow way more than if I just left it in the state teacher system. But anyway, I'm not rich from it or anything like that, but anyway, we all got to do what we got to do to try to make it. Yeah, your dad has a government pension. Yeah. It's kind of rare to have pensions. Yeah, government jobs. I guess that's what the state teacher's saying is. It's a government thing and government job that your dad's got there. Well, Uncle, you get a pension? Why do you get a pension for? That's awesome. And does that $248.48 get adjusted annually for inflation, or is it just a set amount forever? Because I see my mom's got a couple little ones like that, and I'm not seeing a cost of living adjustment. I'm just wondering, is that just kind of it's just frozen at that? K. Farnan, I haven't looked at how the money flows in Social Security. It could be kind of like a Ponzi scheme, maybe. I don't know. I have to think about that a little more. It's a Ponzi scheme if they kind of just pull the rug and we can't get our money out anymore. Then that would be like a Ponzi scheme. I see your argument there, because if it's not a Ponzi scheme, Social Security, then none of us should have to worry about it. We're putting money into it, and when the time comes, we should be able to get it, right? And if you can't get it, then there's something shady going on. Okay, same amount forever. 10 years working in aerospace, basically. Yeah, where you grew up at, a lot of aerospace there. It's like the heart of aerospace industry in that part of Southern California. Okay, so Vegan Nick is wanting to tell us how eating fruit is some kind of ethical thing. So fruitarians argue that by eating only fruits naturally produce parts of a plant that are meant to be dispersed, they avoid causing significant harm. I don't understand. How is that harm to what? Like, I'm not sure if I follow. Again, we're against animal cruelty and exploitation. So, how is that? I mean, I'm glad you're eating plants. That's awesome. That's avoiding animal cruelty and exploitation. But how is eating like a banana produced on a banana plantation like somehow cause less harm than me growing potatoes in my backyard? And harm to what? I'm not sure where you're getting at. I'm not following the argument. Oops. Proponents see fruit as a gift, as you put in quotes, that nature offers without the need for violent intervention. What do you mean violent intervention? I mean, if I walk outside and harvest my potatoes, where's the violent intervention? You are aware, like when you harvest potatoes, I don't know if you ever grown a potato before, but it's like a pretty plant, and then when it dies back, it's died. It's run its life cycle. They don't live forever like a tree. Not forever, like they don't last for years. You pull out the root, and there's the potato. Where's the harm there? Who or what is getting harmed there? You talk about harming a plant or something like that? Like violence towards a plant? I'm not following. Petey, how's the cult going? Our cult's going good. Okay, so Bill's thoughts on Social Security. Bill saying, in his opinion, Social Security is not a Ponzi scheme. It shouldn't be, Bill. I hope it's not. I'm going, if the money's not there, then it kind of is a little bit. Anyway, while it is funded by payroll taxes from younger workers to support the elderly, it is a social investment rather than an economic scheme. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know if it's a scheme or not, but I'm saying if the money should be there when the younger people get to, that Social Security age. Oh, I'm sure the kimchi's fully ready now, Uncle. Hopefully Angie's on top of it right now. Okay, so Bill's telling me that fruitarians claim that picking a piece of fruit doesn't kill the plant. Well, the thing is, let's look at the definition of let's look at the definition here of what veganism is. It's a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation. We're not talking about exploiting plants or anything. Why do you think we're concerned about killing animals rather than, like, say, killing a plant? It's because animals are sentient. I'm not saying, let's go destroy plants willy-nilly or something like that, but, like, you understand that they're not sentient. And you don't necessarily have to kill a plant. Like I said, when I pull a potato out of the ground, the plant is done. It's dead. And same when you harvest grains. They're at the end of the life cycle. At the end of the life cycle, the grains would just be dispersed by the wind anyway, so they get harvested a little bit before that. So I'm not sure what's so much more ethical about the plants aren't sentient anyway. That's the whole point. They don't have emotions. They don't have brains or anything like that. No, Vegan Nick, if you believe, here's what Vegan Nick said. I'm going to put this up here for all to see. This is awesome. You really believe a potato is sentient? Are you fucking serious right now, Vegan Nick? Can you explain to me how a potato is sentient? Because that is just they're not sentient. Explain to me how a potato is sentient. Okay.
I'm going to leave your words on this board for all my classes to enjoy, giving you full credit, of course.
All right. From a fruitarian, are you trolling me? You gotta be trolling, right? Eating potatoes is harmful because harvesting them involves uprooting and killing the entire plant. I said the plant's already dead. You don't, like, harvest a baby potato. You let it grow to maturity and it's dying. It's dead, which disrupts its natural sentient life processes. All right. Are you trolling me? Are you serious about this, that potatoes are sentient? And did you ignore everything I said about how you don't kill the plant? It's already at the end of its life cycle. And who cares? It's not. They don't have feelings. Even if I killed a baby plant, if I pulled it out of the ground and pulled out a baby carrot, it's not sentient. It doesn't feel pain or anything like that. Am I having fun, Sarah? I just can't believe someone's here trying to argue that a potato is sentient. Like, come on. That's why, I don't know if you're a real fruitarian or you're trolling, pretending to be one to make us think you guys are stupider than I thought you were. I mean, this is nuts. Fruit is not sentient. Potatoes are not sentient. Plants are not sentient. You sound like anti-vegan saying, oh, but you still eat plants and they have feelings. No, plants don't have feelings. They don't have brains. They don't have central nervous systems. Yeah, Jair H. Guy, yeah, do you cut your grass? That's what we say to people like Joe Rogan that talks about plants having feelings. So you don't step on grass ever. You don't walk on grass. You don't mow your lawn ever. You don't pull weeds out. If you live in the jungle, you don't clear the jungle because, if you don't clear the plants encroaching on your property, it's going to take it over after, a certain amount of time. It's just going to take over all your stuff. I mean, you have to, like, how come that's okay to clear jungle from your banana trees that you're growing in the tropics, but, walking on the lawn on your tropical area, but, guy harvesting potatoes in the backyard, that's murder. It's a potato holocaust. Oh, that's beautiful, Nick. That's really beautiful. That if left undisturbed, the root system of a potato will continue to grow and sprout new shoots. Well, we're not talking about harvesting every fucking potato off the planet, just the ones in my backyard. Why are they in my backyard? Because I planted them there. They wouldn't have been there unless I intervened and put them there. I wasn't trying to create a potato forest or something like that. I intentionally planted the potatoes there to harvest them so I could eat them. Then you're saying there's something wrong with that? Because they would continue to grow? No, they wouldn't continue to grow because they wouldn't have been there. A human being with a brain, me, intentionally put them there because I had a plan the whole time, is to plant the potatoes to eat them. I'm not like living in some like nature wilderness or something like that. I'm just finding wild potatoes. I live in a city. You know, I plant food in my yard. Bill, if you smack yourself in the head any more times, you'll have a concussion. Don't do that, especially with health benefits being in a not so solid footing right now. Back to 4th grade science class. Did they teach us in 4th grade, Sarah, that potatoes and bananas are not sentient? No, they didn't teach us that because 4th graders aren't that stupid. We knew in 4th grade that potatoes weren't sentient. Vegan Nick, bro, that's what carnists say about farm animals. Fool. So I'm a fool now. What? How am I a fool? That I planted potatoes in my backyard and they're not sentient? No, you cannot compare. Don't call me a fool, you fucking asshole. No, I'm sorry to cuss here. No, you don't compare me to a carnist because I harvest non-sentient potatoes in my yard. That's not like raising chickens in my yard. It's not like raising pigs so I can make bacon. Those are sentient beings. Vegans are against animal cruelty and exploitation. You fruitarians are just whack. If you think a potato is sentient, I don't know. We cannot have a conversation. You show me any scientific evidence that potatoes are sentient, and you're comparing me eating potato to a guy eating a pig that he grew in his yard. That's just the most faulty comparison I've probably heard in my entire life. I'm like a carnist. All you guys who grow plants, if you guys have an herb garden, or grow some tomatoes in your yard, you're just like a person, like a carnist that raises chickens and pigs for bacon in their backyard. There's no difference. We're on the same exact moral footing. That shows you how extreme fruitarian thinking is. It's just so illogical. So just I can't even refute it anymore. It's just like such a horrible argument. I don't know what more to say. It refutes itself by its own absurdity. I do need a swear jar for tonight. What is it about fruitarians that can be so annoying? Yes, I know some really nice, kind, sweet fruitarians. I like John Kohler. I think he's a really good human being, good person. I don't ever swear at him, but he doesn't come on here and say such stupid bullshit. I don't think John Kohler would argue that a potato is sentient. I don't think Chris Kindle would argue that a potato is sentient. I mean, you guys are extreme. Like, fruitarian is already extreme enough, but you guys are the extreme of the extreme, like the top 1%. You guys think potatoes are sentient. Oh, there's a good argument there, though, Sonny. Mr. Potato Head had a wife and kid. Maybe they are sentient, huh? Sorry about all the F-bombs and stuff, guys. I'm sorry. Just something about fruitarian bullshit that just pisses me off because it's just so absurd, nonsensical. It's crazy. I mean, you guys are giving the same arguments that like Joe Rogan's given. You're saying that we're like people that raise animals in the backyard. There's nothing immoral. There's nothing unethical about planting potatoes in your yard or tomatoes in your yard. Potato, tomato, and harvesting them later on. You're not killing anyone or anything. They're not sentient. Even tomatoes not killing anything. You ever harvest tomatoes? It's when the plant is dying. You ever grow weed? When you harvest the flowers, it's when the plant is dying. It's just how it works with Johnny, you love when Ryan curses people out. It's the best thing ever, considering I'm usually a laid-back person. It just shows you how much fruitarians that spout this extreme nonsense that the potatoes in my backyard are sentient. It pisses me off. And comparing me to a guy that raises animals for meat in his backyard, it's so flawed in so many ways. Anyway, guys, I should get going. It's late. my kitchery's ready, and I don't want to drop any more F-bombs and get in trouble with YouTube for having a R or X rated live stream. Yeah, I'm getting hungry for potatoes now too, AJ. It makes me sad I didn't put any potatoes in kitchery. I guess it could be done. I never thought to do it before, but I think you can put almost any plant in kitchery. But there's certain, like, you know, staples that pretty much go in all kitcheries, like say like mung beans and rice. Anyway, yeah, let's call it a night, guys. Yeah, this is quite a lively night for me. I didn't know I was going to trigger so many fruitarians, and I think I got triggered too. So anyway, I didn't think that was going to happen. But maybe we'll do it once in a while. We'll have fruitarians come and try to argue their points and see if they can say anything that's not just completely factually incorrect, logically just shit, just logical shit. You know, we'll see. Well, anyway, guys, yeah, next week, let's see. Hopefully everything will be cool next week. I can see how things can get kind of weird next week. Maybe I'll tell you next Friday what's going on, but I don't want to write now. But anyway, it's not me. I'm cool. Me and Angie are cool. There's something else going on family-wise, external to me and Angie. Anyway, what was I going to say? So hopefully I'll have time to make a video next week. I'm pretty damn sure I will. And Friday live stream is always the plan. And again, I want to thank you guys for being here with me on this Friday night. And for some of you guys, oops, I hit the microphone, Saturday morning. Again, I've had a rough couple days and hanging out with you guys. And even the fruitarians too, saying nonsense like this stuff, you know. I feel a little bit more cheery and uplifted now. So thank you guys. Thanks for being here for me, and hopefully I'm here for you, and we're all here for each other, right? We're all here helping each other. I don't want to thank for all the super chips tonight. 2 from Johnny, 2 from Johnny, and I know AJ gave me one too. How come I'm not seeing that here? Weird. Yeah, there it is. There it is. Okay. Thank you, everyone, for the super chat tips. And yeah, we should have a members live stream, Peter. Angie and I were just mentioning how we haven't done that in a while. So cool. You sent me a video, Peter. I will check that out because I'm all out of ideas, Peter. So if you have any other ideas, video ideas for me, Peter, please send them to me. The more I have to choose from, the better, you know. So if you've got one, send me 2 or 3 more if you have anything cool for me to check out, guys. So thank you, guys. Thanks for being here. I'll see you guys hopefully with a new video next week and Friday live stream. And actually next Friday on February 20th, a new Love Spirals Downwards remix is dropping on Friday. So I'll share a little bit of that with you guys next week. Angie's been working hard getting all the stuff in place for that. So we'll share some music next week. So until next time, guys, remember, it doesn't suck being vegan. Much love. Thanks, Peter. Thanks, Uncle, for moderating. And much love to everyone else. Bye-bye. It's not changing.